players along. Thank you for these young men for their dedication to their sport. Thank you for the schools they represent. May all that's done tonight be pleasing in your sight. May everyone play to the best of their ability and help us to cheer on to the best of ours. We ask all this in the strong name of Jesus. Amen.
Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Jim Millman here with you with Grant Hostetter for another night of Tabor College Blue Jay basketball. We are going to jump right into it, and we'll get you caught up here in just a second. It's the game tonight is against the University of St. Mary. The Squires coming into the house tonight. They are 4-7 in conference play. 10-7 overall. Blue Jays just 1-10 in conference play. Blue Jays going to be in the home whites, going left to right across your screen. They have blue letters and numbers. Squires in the away blue jerseys with white letters and numbers. Bear with us as we get situated here. So, Grant, what are you looking for out of the matchup here for the Blue Jays?
Recently, the Blue Jays haven't been doing too great on defense, but hopefully we're hoping to improve that this game. But
it's going to be a steal and a wide open dunk there. That's number 24, Terrius Walker, a freshman out of Kansas City, Missouri, gets the scoring started for St. Mary. You were saying, Grant.
Yeah, Blue Jays not too great on defense recently, but offense has not been a problem, as we just saw there from Jake Weaver.
I've noticed that as well. That's Weaver down low, the freshman from Edmond, Oklahoma. The thing I'm looking for here is discipline for Tabor. I feel like they could have I was here for that York game where they gave that up on a last-second shot. Even the win over K-Dub, you know, there just wasn't much discipline there. It was like like you said, not a lot of defense. I think they won that game 97-90. So I think our keys to the game are going to be defense and discipline for the Blue Jays.
Absolutely, yeah.
So 2-2 to start here. Kind of a fast pace for both teams. Hebert with the ball here. Closely guarded. He's going to go by. Kicks it out. Tough pass to handle. Black Bear with it. Top of the key. He's going to give it off to Kneiper. Kneiper puts the three in the air and it drops. Blue Jays up 5-2 here. Not 2 minutes in to the contest. Blue Jays going to extend that zone a little bit. St. Mary able to break it, but coming down with the rebound is Weaver. Hebert lost his footing there, able to get it back. He's going to drive to the right side. Has his pocket picked there. And St. Mary's will go the other way. Grant getting us a monitor up so we can see what we're doing. Shot no good. Weaver comes down with the rebound, kicks it ahead. That is Allen. Allen thought better of it, gives it up to Black Bear. Nice pass. And Black Bear for two. Blue Jays up 5 early in this one.
Not a bad start offensively from the Blue Jays here. It's getting the ball up the court pretty quick.
Huge hole in the middle of that zone, but able to swat it away was Weaver. Coming down with the rebound was Allen. It's been just long enough I got to look at the program for the first couple of minutes here. That is Hebert in the corner now. 10 to shoot. Step back for Hebert. Shot no good. Whistle away from the ball. Looks like it's going to be a foul on Jason Parson the second.
Foul on St. Mary number 0, Jason Parson second. His first, team's first.
He will sit down along with Mason Belcher. Well, it's going to be inbounded down into Weaver. Nice pass. Weaver just had to turn around, and coach for the Spires wants to talk about it. 30-second timeout. That'll give us a second to give you the starters here. Born St. Mary's starting number 0, Jason Parson the second. He is from Raytown, Missouri. Number 4, Demare Smith, is a senior from Kansas City, Kansas. Number 9, Cam Edwards, a junior from Alton, Illinois. Number 20, Mason Belcher from Wichita. Number 24, Terrius Walker from Kansas City. For the Blue Jays, you got Cam Kneiper, Niehi Black Bear, Zach Hebert, Khalil Allen, and Jake Weaver. Coach for St. Mary is Troy Brown in his 15th season. Coach for the Blue Jays, Jason Roach, in his 2nd season. A little bit of backcourt pressure by the Blue Jays. Nothing serious, just make them work to get it across. And backdoor cut there, and St. Mary gets on the board again. Blue Jays will go the other way, and that is Khalil Allen, the freshman, from Sand Springs, Oklahoma, gets behind the defense. Grant, we got a fast pace so far in this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Pretty quick buckets from the Blue Jays here to start this.
And so far, the score would indicate good defense, but it's been kind of a hope-you-miss defense so far for the Blue Jays. Like to see them tighten up the middle of that zone a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Runner by number 3, that's Caden Bonner off the bench, the junior from Topeka. Pulls St. Mary to within 5. Black Bear with it on the right side, looking down low for Weaver, thinks better of it. Tried to reverse it over to Hebert, but kicked out of bounds. 12 to shoot for the Blue Jays. Played about 4.5 minutes here in this one. Hebert with it. Shot clock down to 7. Weaver way out. Black Bear with it. He's going to drive to the basket and lay it up and in. Finger roll is good. Blue Jays up 13 to 6 now. St. Mary the other way. Looking to penetrate against that zone. Kick back out. Long 3 is off the rim. No good. Weaver comes down with the rebound. Blue Jays quickly the other way. That is Hebert. Goes to the top of the key. Black Bear ends up with it. Black Bear over to Allen. Allen's going to drive baseline. Nice pass to Weaver. Shot no good. Maybe could have set his feet there. St. Mary the other way. Euro step in the lane by number 22. That's Tyler Holmes, freshman out of Kansas City. Back to a 5-point lead for the Blue Jays. Weaver gives it up to Weaver. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, for the Blue Jays here, expect a lot of change between man and zone here in this game. I noticed they've been sticking big Jake Weaver underneath, trying to get some rebounds and maybe some shot clocks, but expect that to change as the game goes on.
So timeout on the floor here. We will go ahead and keep it here. So you mentioned defense right away. What do you think of the defense so far?
There's been a couple buckets where there's been a 2-on-1 situation between usually Jake Weaver and two different St. Mary offensive players, but yeah.
They are the Spires. I see it now. I was I had to think about that for a second.
Yeah,
too,
sorry about
you're
that.
Good.
But
no.
Yeah. That might change as the game goes on. Just expect a little more man-on-man. But that would also come with a lot more cuts to the basket if they switch on the man-on-man, coming from this St. Mary's offense as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been working except for, like you said, the 2-on-1s down low. And, you know, they're able to get to the basket a lot for a zone. So we'll see. I think that's probably the way to go. They just need to tighten that up, and I imagine that's what Coach Roach addressed in the timeout. So 14 minutes, 4 seconds to go here in this first half. Blue Jays up 13 to 8. Taking it out of bounds, coming off the bench for the Blue Jays is Jackson Bear. Gets it into Weaver. Weaver cross court, dangerous pass. Goes over to Bear. Bear top of the key, back to Weaver. Why not? Puts up a 3. No good. Rebound comes down to Smith. He's going to run the floor. Kicks it off, and that was blocked by two different Blue Jays, but there was some contact there. Going to call that on Weaver. That'll be his first, team first. So going to the line to shoot 2 is number 9, Cam Edwards, the junior out of Alton, Illinois. Lefty puts it up and in. Down to a 4-point lead now for the Blue Jays. Edwards makes them both. Down to a one-possession game. Black Bear takes it out, gets it into Bear. Bear runs into some trouble and gives it up. Spires with that backcourt pressure. Bear's going to get it back, though. And he is fouled, suggesting to the official that maybe that call was a little late. That to me goes on the discipline side of things. I'm old school though. When I played, you didn't argue.
Yeah.
If you argued, your own coach would sit you down.
Yeah. And the Blue Jays have struggled with that this year. I mean, I think that's just basketball nowadays. Players want calls all the time. And,
yep.
Yeah.
I agree. Brought up and good from the corner by number 3. That's Caden Bonner. And that draws the Spires even. This is Braden West Linnet. Kicks it out. Shot no good by Kniper. Weaver gets it under the basket. Turns around high off the glass. And good for 2. Blue Jays back in the lead.
Nice 3-on-1 bucket there for Jake Weaver. Under a lot of pressure there. Made the right move. It was a good bucket.
And that maybe could have been part of our keys to the game too, is rebounding. Weaver in the games I've seen has done a nice job down there. He's kind of their workhorse. Maybe you can answer this. I don't know if I'll even say his name right. That Andrea Merrick. I saw him play. He's from Bosnia, and I haven't seen him for a while. So you know anything about that?
I'm not sure. I think that's just a coaching decision. I think Jake Weaver's been playing really well recently. One game I watched him, he was shooting a lot of threes. He actually made a lot of threes too. So he's been a really good offensive role player for the Blue Jays as of recently.
Edwards cuts to the basket, ties it up for the Spires. I guess the reason I ask is the Spires are going to get another quick basket by Edwards, and they'll take their first lead of the game, 17-15. The reason I ask is you normally don't see a big guy play as many minutes as you've seen Weaver play lately. Most coaches like to have 2 guys in there in some sort of a rotation, but when you're 1-10 in the conference, I suppose you're going to ride the hot hand.
Yeah.
Got up and no good for West Linnet. Fires the other way. Edwards has been hot. Temperature check there, no good. And Bear comes down with the rebound. McGinn has some words for the officials. Like I say, I'm just old, so that's is Bear going to sit down, take a walk. But I can hear every high school coach I ever had yelling at me when I see that that's my job. That's not your job, is what they tell me. We were going to take it out of bounds here. Gets it into Hebert. Into the game for the Blue Jays, number 3, Langston Taylor, the senior out of Lancaster, California, with it. Gives it up to Allen. Allen a couple dribbles back out. That'll be Taylor for 3. Just a bit outside. Got no good, but a foul on the play will keep the ball with the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays down 2, 17-15, 11:28 to go in the first half, while will be taken out of bounds by Zach Hebert. Gets it into Taylor. Taylor gives it back up to Hebert. Taylor looking for Weaver and said he's going to drive baseline. Allen with it. Up and over the top for 2. Khalil Allen, the freshman. Thing I noticed about the Blue Jays this year is Edwards goes to the basket, gets blocked by Weaver there. The one thing I've noticed about the Blue Jays, they got some height back this year. Last year, the tallest guy by the end of the year was 6'4". That's a lot of injuries and things. You could tell just by looking at the freshmen that Coach Roach went out and got some height.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ball goes out of bounds. Ball to the Spires then. We're all tied up just about halfway through the first half here. Taylor's going to give a little bit of pressure. Again, just to make them work, take a little bit of time off that shot clock. Wide open three in the corner. That's number 3, Caden Bonner. Puts the Spires ahead 20-17. Hebert brings it across. Looking to give it up. Finally does to Taylor. Taylor's going to drive in. Had his pocket picked and then he walked as well. A lot of contact there. They're saying he took the extra step before the contact. Not a lot of whistles in this game so far. They're letting things go a little bit. Got up and good by number 4, that's Smith. Spires going on a bit of a run. Did you play basketball?
I did not play basketball, but I mean, my school, we were pretty solid at basketball. We had a 3-peat year in state championships.
Sure.
But, yeah. I guess for those of you who don't know, I'm from Heston.
Shot up and no good by Hebert. Weaver tried to pip it over the top, and a 3-on-1 by the Spires, and Hebert's going to pick up a foul. Going to the line to shoot 2 will be Caden Bonner. Western. So the Hillsboro Trojan fans listening will try not to hold that against you.
I guess, yeah.
First shot up and good by Bonner. Stretch it out to a 6-point lead now for the Spires. It's a media timeout. We will keep it here. So what do you do if you're the Blue Jays to keep this from getting away from you in the first half?
Well, one thing Blue Jays have struggled with all season is really taking the ball up court, and usually when they don't take the ball up court very well, it leads to a lot of turnovers. So trying to find ways to break a good press, which I think St. Mary's has realized that the Blue Jays aren't that good, so they've been pressing with that. But yeah, trying to find a good way to break the press and really get the ball up court. They've been doing well with that so far, but not as of recent.
Yeah, I think the Spires did a good job of surprising them with it after that last timeout break. And again, to me, that goes back to discipline. Know your play and run it, and get it across. Nothing gets under the skin of coaches more when you can't do the things you're supposed to do, like get it across the court. So,
yeah, coaches always say the little things. That's what wins games.
Yeah, and you know, from what I've seen, the Blue Jays a little bit are focused on the things that really don't matter, the style points, trying to get dumps, things like that.
Absolutely, I would 100% agree.
And in their defense, it's a young team. Only, 3 seniors it looks like, but
both boys and girls are pretty young this year, too.
They are. Well, last year the girls had a ton of seniors, so you kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
And the Blue Jays just kind of trying to roll it over and get something going here. Coming off a year, was it a 1-win season last year, I believe?
I believe so, yes.
And they've been right there on a couple. So again, it's that discipline issue comes into play. I chalk that York loss up to 100% discipline on that.
Yeah. And the crazy part is, in that York loss, the guy who made the 3, that was his only points of the game, actually.
It was, and you know, but they were shooting it well, and I'm embarrassed to say I actually called the outcome when when we were at the free throw line, I told my son if we miss this free throw, we're going to lose. And I had a couple of disgruntled Tabor fans looking at me like I caused it, but York was just red hot from 3.
Yeah, absolutely.
As Caden Bonner goes in for another layup. Foul called on the other end. It's like Black Bear is going to go to the line to shoot 2. First shot rattles around and is in. Black Bear, I don't know much of the story, but he's been around a long time. I believe he had a medical red shirt last year.
I think that's right. Something with his knee, but
right.
Yeah.
Well, this is the game I've seen the least amount of hardware on that left knee.
Yeah. Usually he's got a big old brace on there, but looks like it might just be, I don't know, something not as big, I guess.
Right. Shot in the paint, no good. Rebound down to Kniper. Kniper ahead to Allen. Allen comes down with it. With the dunk, it will not count. Foul on the floor. And that's an interesting call because they're not in the bonus yet. And they're going to call that on the shot, but the dunk was no good.
Interesting. Usually if you call it on the shot, you would count the bucket as well, but I guess not.
Yeah, I'm looking, they're not in the bonus, but so that would mean that, yeah, I don't know. A couple of guys that did not play high school basketball trying to figure out the rules, so maybe we should just be quiet. Allen makes them both. Gets the Blue Jays to within 6. Ball taken away by Black Bear. 1-on-1. He loses the handle. Good defense there by Smith. And they're going to call a foul on Black Bear here.
Looks like the first ref initially called it a jump and then they called it a foul.
He did. The only thing I can figure there is the baseline ref has jurisdiction, so to speak, I guess. But
yeah.
So 30-second timeout here. So kind of a packed house here. I don't know. Grant, have you seen it this full yet this year?
I've seen it close. There was a girls' game not too long ago that was just as full as this, but yeah, a lot of Blue Jays fans in support tonight, which is good to see.
Yeah, it's church night, so I imagine that contributes to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Which, as a pastor, I'm glad to see, glad to hear. I see quite a few pastors in town are walking around. Pastor Jeremy from the HMBC church, I saw him earlier. Pastor Frank from the Lutheran church gave the prayer. Pastor Andy from Grace, I've seen his wife. I haven't seen Andy yet. You're not going to miss him because he has the greatest beard you've ever seen. So.
Absolutely.
Fires with the ball out of the timeout. And Blue Jays staying with that zone. 3 ball up and good. That's number 20, Mason Belcher, for 3. And nothing's going to break a zone more quickly than making shots from behind the arc. Kniper with it, gives it to Black Bear. Kicks it out to Hebert. And foul's going to be called as Hebert is knocked to the ground. Hebert will go to the line.
Back in for the Blue Jays, number 31, Jake Weaver.
And I misspoke. They were in the bonus. I was looking at the timeouts instead of the bonus. So that solves that mystery because that was a 1-and-1. Heber makes the first. Senior from Bakersfield puts them both in. Down to a 7-point lead now for the Spires. Blue Jays came out strong. Led most of the first half but have trailed ever since. The defense by Weaver stops the shot. The Spires are looking for that free throw line shot. Didn't get it, but putting it up with the left hand is Caden Bonner. Having a nice game off the bench for the Spires, and it's back up to a 9-point lead. Heber gets it across the timeline here. Black Bear with it. Not a lot of movement by the Blue Jays here. Down to 10 to shoot. Black Bear gives it up to Kniper. Now Bear with it. He's going to drive in. Fadeaway no good. And not the shot the Blue Jays were looking for there. Edwards comes down with the rebound. Three ball up and no good by Bonner. Out of bounds, it'll stay with the Spires. You see my son just walked in. The Broncos won, so he can show his face in public. Shot up, and bank is open late on a Saturday night. That is Smith again. First double-digit lead in the night for either team will be the Spires with a 12-point advantage. They're going to drive in the lane, tried to kick it out to Weaver, but taken away by Smith. Ball in the corner, and Spires moving quickly, a little bit too quickly there as the ball goes off of Bonner. Blue Jay basketball, 5 minutes, 43 seconds to go in the first half. Bear with it, he'll get it across. Gives it up to Black Bear. Black Bear's gonna drive in, puts it high off the glass and in. I was just about to say, Black Bear has some talent. He can shoot from the outside, but he can go right by you, as he showed there. Gets it down to a 10-point lead. Shot up and no good by Edwards. Blue Jays quickly the other way. Hebert with it. On the baseline, he's going to try to back his way in here. And a lot of contact, no foul called. Turnover to the Spires. All the way down, but shot no good by Bonner. Things getting a little bit sloppy here at the end of the first half. Black Bear will put up the three, in and out, no good. Rebound run down by Black Bear, gives it up to Bear. Bear's shot no good. Black Bear comes up with another offensive rebound. Bear with another three, and that time it's good. Jackson Bear, the redshirt sophomore from Jupiter, Florida.
30-second timeout,
Tabor College will take the 30-second timeout. Actually, I believe the Spires took it, but it's a full media timeout. So, Mr. Hofstetter, give us some analytics here. What's going on with the Blue Jays here to get back into it?
Well, it's been sloppy from both sides, I would say.
Yeah.
Just the first half of the first half was really fast-paced. I mean, up and down the court, both teams. Kind of slowed down. Last few buckets have been led by Niehi Black Bear, which, yeah, you mentioned he has a lot of talent. And the story actually comes for him. He followed Coach Roach here, or one of the coaches here. I'm not sure which one, but yeah. I think he's from Wyoming, but yeah, that was the story behind him.
Right on. I know there's a story. I just don't know what the story is. But yeah, he's been fun to watch. But you mentioned the sloppiness. Part of that is the officials are letting them play. And that doesn't bother me at all as long as you're consistent. And I believe they have been. So
Yeah.
I'd rather see them let the boys play than call every little call. And it's been physical, so I imagine after that first stoppage of play, they get together and say we're gonna let them go.
Yeah, and I have a little bit of repping experience, and usually you just want to let the players play.
Right.
But if it's blatantly obvious, I mean, yeah, you got to do your job there.
Up with the left hand and good for Darius Walker. And I think as a coach, they're, like I say, they're looking for consistency. Allen, that ball was halfway down, but did not go in. Fast pace continues, and that shot is good from Mason Belcher. The Spires stretch it out to match their largest lead of 12, 39-27. Under 4 to play here in the first half. Bear gives it up to Allen. Kniper with it. Falling down, puts it up and in. Little style points there for Kniper. Probably didn't need to hit the floor, but thought maybe I can get an extra shot out of it.
I think that's just the nature of how he plays basketball. He's kind of a style basketball player.
Shot up and in by Hebert. Tough shot. Drew the contact with the body. And again, not going to get that call in this game, which is fine. But nice job of coming off it and putting it up and in. Blue Jays to within 8 now. Shot runner no good. Nobody boxed out, but Blue Jays didn't pay for it. They're going to go quickly the other way. Bear gives it up to Weaver, who gets it back. Nice pass by Zach Hebert. Cue the Harlem Globetrotters music on that one.
That was nice.
2 behind the back passes and then an over the top pass to Weaver. As Tyler Holmes, the freshman, puts it back in, and offensive foul away from the ball. It's going to be on Hebert. I did not see the contact there as it was away from the ball, but that's going to be a turnover. Spires will get it. Up 8. Just over 2 minutes to go here. Good ball movement by the Spires leads to another bucket. Demare Smith. Stretch it back out to double digits for the Spires. And we might see that adjustment you were talking about going back to man-to-man. The Spires are really moving the ball well. And that's going to be an offensive foul moving screen. If you have watched any level of basketball this season in 25-26, you have seen that called an innumerable amount. That's a point of emphasis, it seems like, on every level. I'm assistant baseball coach for Tabor. Oh my goodness. That is Darius Walker, the recipient of a great pass for the alley-oop. Spires have their largest lead of the night now at 16. I was just saying, as a high school coach, I get the emails to see what the points of emphasis are, and that was definitely one of them. Answer by Kniper gets it back to a 10-point game. But if you're going to set a screen, you got to become a statue until the play goes away from you, or you're going to get called with that illegal screen this year. Another answer, as Caden Bonner has scored quite a few off the bench. I can't see. Looks like he's got 17 off the bench for the Spires. Pass down low to Allen. And you're going to say that the ball went off of Allen, so another turnover to the Spires. Back into the game is Langston Taylor trying to cause some havoc. And he's going to get the foul called on him. didn't aggressively contact the offensive player, but you got to be in control of your body there. And both teams in the bonus now, so shooting the 1-and-1 is Demare Smith, the senior. First shot up and good for the Spires. 42.6 seconds to go. Blue Jays looking to get a little bit of momentum that they can take into the break. Full shot's good for the Spires, up to a 15-point lead now. Weaver channeling his inner Bo Nix, but unable to finish is Kniper. Oh, I suppose we're in Chiefs territory. I better not be using Broncos quarterback. The last active quarterback for the Chiefs went to the same college I did. Chris Oladokin from South Dakota State. A little bit of contact there, got the foul call. Foul's going to be called on Taylor. But Taylor off the bench picks up 2 quick fouls. And going to the line is Demare Smith. First one up and in. And the Blue Jays got to be careful this one doesn't get away from them in the first half. 16-point lead now. Make it 17. Need to have something good happen here. Get a good possession and get some points. Bear gives it up to Kniper. Kniper on the baseline, going to go to the middle. Turnaround shot, no good. Weaver taps it out. Allen comes up with it. Black Bear in the corner for 3, way short. And the Spires will have a shot to make it a 20-point lead. Shot no good, but coming down with a rebound. No good. Black Bear gets it. Bear will put it up. And no good. So a flurry at the end of the half amounts to exactly nothing. But your score at the end of the first half, the Spires 53, Blue Jays 36. And granted, it kind of did get away from the Blue Jays at the end. What did you see at the end of the half that the Blue Jays need to correct going into the second half?
Sloppy offense. I don't think they had really any plays going up there, anything that we wanted to call. But yeah, halftime I bet Roach will be telling them, hey, we got to clean up the offense. It wasn't great at that half. Defense as well. But yeah, hopefully they can start the game, or start the second half, excuse me, as well as they started at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, and I go back to the discipline aspect of it. I think that once the Spires got up by 8 or 10, we kind of lost our composure there for a little bit. One of the reasons that the coaches in my era told you not to argue with the refs is that you would lose your composure, and you need to just keep control of yourself that way. So another questions I have before we take a little break here is, do you think they're going to switch to a man-to-man going into the second half?
Well, for this half, they've still been keeping Jake Weaver underneath there, but I don't know, that hasn't really been working, so maybe we'll see if that changes or not, but it is still a possibility.
Yeah, I think you got to pressure the ball a little bit more, so if you stay in that zone, you got to focus on ball pressure, because they were moving, the Spires were moving the ball around the perimeter at will, and they had some hot shooters there, a couple of guys. Like I mentioned, Bonner off the bench. You had Cam Edwards got hot for a while, so you just you got to get the offense thinking about you, and they really didn't do that in the first half. So what we're going to do here is take a little bit of break, and we'll be back with a couple minutes to go and get you ready for the second half.
welcome to participate as well. TV. The time is off the shot clock. 30 seconds. On guard. Go.
Welcome back to the campus of Tabor College in Hillsborough, Kansas. Halftime score, the St. Mary's Spires, I knew I was going to do that. The Spires 53, Blue Jays 36. Grant's got some first half stats for us.
Leading scorer for the Blue Jays at the moment is Cam Kniper with 8 points, Nyehi Black Bear with 7, Khalil Allen with 6, and Jake Weaver with 8. Those are the top 4 for the Blue Jays. And for St. Mary's, Damar Smith with 12, Terrius Walker with 8, Caden Bonner with 17, and yeah, that sums up the scoring for the two teams.
So they've got 4 scorers?
4 big scores.
Okay.
But yeah.
All right. Yeah, Caden Bonner off the bench, the junior from Topeka, Kansas, has really been hot in the first half. Is that how many turnovers for either team? I'm going to make Grant work for his supper tonight.
Yeah. 7, or I guess that steals. 5 turnovers from St. Mary's and 10 from the Blue Jays.
I figured that St. Mary's was winning the turnover battle there. You kind of mentioned it. The Blue Jays have some trouble getting the ball up the court, and as we talked about a little bit earlier too, lost their composure a little bit for a while. So, like I say, young team, like to see them get that composure back and come out and make a run. You know, they were leading most of the first 10 minutes, and then it just kind of got away from them.
Yeah.
So give us some keys for the second half for the Blue Jays.
Well, we mentioned them possibly switching over to a man at the break. I don't know how that might work. I still think they might go in the zone that they've been running, but maybe some words of aggression, not in a bad way, but trying to get them fired up to play some better defense were possibly used at halftime.
Yeah, I would almost maybe even talk about extending that zone.
Yeah.
If not full court, extended to the half court line, and just make sure you're in their face a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I said before, in high school mainly, nobody's going to really be able to make it with much accuracy from 2 or 3 feet past the three-point line. So you just kind of, if you're playing that zone, you plant your feet on the three-point line. And if they make it, congratulations. But in college, that's probably not going to work, and it has not worked so far. Fire's able to move the ball on the perimeter a little bit too well.
And I know at the beginning of the game you were asking about Dre not playing. I noticed he's got a big old knee brace on his knee as of right now. And another key player for the Blue Jays who also is not playing tonight is Marquis Wilkerson. So
okay, 2
injuries that have been affecting the Blue Jay squad.
Because is there minutes on there? Has Weaver sat at all? On the stat line, do they have the minutes?
Yeah, Jake Weaver played 18 minutes in the first half.
Okay, so he did sit 2 minutes.
Yeah.
But, yeah, he's getting the bulk of the minutes here. Turnover to the Spires. Parson the second came up with it. Ball kicked around. It's going to kicked out to number 20. That's Belcher. Shot no good. Weaver comes down with the rebound. Blue Jays looking to run, but wisely pulled it back. Nice backdoor pass from Weaver to Allen. Missed the dunk, but got fouled on the way up. The old school in me says put that off the glass and get the points.
Yeah.
But I can't say that if I had the opportunity that I wouldn't have done what he did. So.
Yeah, we mentioned play style with Cam Kniper and how he likes to play, but I've noticed during the season for Khalil Allen, he really likes to slam the ball a lot when he goes up to the rim.
He does, and like I say, he makes the second, missed the first. 6'6" freshman, you're going to want to assert yourself a little bit and try to stand out to the coaches. Definitely has good athletic ability, but eventually a guy's got to figure out that the point of basketball is to put the ball in the hoop. And those fundamentals that your high school coaches taught you, at some point you'll figure out actually are worth something.
Yeah.
Shot from the corner, no good. Weaver's going to come down with the rebound. Gets fouled from behind there, I believe. Foul's going to be on Smith, and it is. The first foul by either team of the second half. So here comes that full court press. No, they're going to back off the Spires. Just making the Blue Jays use a little shot clock here. Hebert with it, gives it up to Kniper, top of the key, puts it in the air. Cam Kniper for 3. Blue Jays still got some work to do though, down 13 in the second half. And that is dribbled off a foot of the Spires, so it'll be a turnover to the Blue Jays. Coming in for the Spires is Caden Bonner, who we mentioned is the leading scorer off the bench for the Spires. Hebert with it. He will get it across half court. A little bit more movement from the Blue Jays. That's not saying a whole lot, though. Down low to Weaver. Nice pass to Allen, but I didn't see the call. Grant, help me out.
I don't know. I thought it was maybe tipped by Aspire, but ref called otherwise. And also for Bonner for his first half, you mentioned he's the leading scorer. He was 3 for 4 from around the arc of the first half.
Got no good by Smith. Rebound bounced around for a while. Black Bear comes up with it. Blue Jays the other way. Pass to Weaver, spin move, gets it up to Allen. Allen high off the glass, and that play right there is what I'd like to see from Allen going forward. Use your athleticism. He's already 6'6", and he's kid's got springs in his shoes. Just elevate it right up and over and put it high off the glass. If he can disappoint himself for that shot, there isn't going to be a lot of teams in the KCAC that'll be able to stop that.
Absolutely, fundamental basketball.
Blue Jays have got it down to a 10-point lead now. Need to keep chipping away. Shot is up and in from Mason Belcher. Stretches it back out to a 13-point lead for the Spires. Hebert gets it across, directing traffic now. Dribbles to the left side. Looking for Weaver down low. It's not there, so Hebert's going to drive in. Was looking for Black Bear and tipped out of bounds. That'll be another turnover for the Blue Jays. You sort of alluded to this earlier. Not a lot of creativity for the Blue Jays offense here. Didn't see much in the first half and have kind of seen that trend continue here in the second half. Ball taken away by Kniper. Gives it up to Hebert. Nice pass. And Black Bear is going to go up and in for the two-hand slam. Spires quickly the other way. Going to pull it back and run the half-court offense here. Shot from the corner. Off the rim, no good from Smith. Blue Jays the other way. And the alley-oop no good, but there to clean it up is Allen. Little bit of irony there that Allen's there for the missed dunk. But regardless, down to single digits for the first time in a while. Blue Jays chipping away at this lead. Up and under for Darius Walker. Back to a double-digit lead for the Spires. Blue Jays have done what they needed to do so far. You're not going to get it all back. And they're looking for those dunks down low. Coach Roach must have seen something at halftime that he liked, because they've been going right to the basket and getting that high percentage shot so far. Poked away from behind by Kniper. Blue Jays quickly the other way. Kniper lays it off the rim, no good, but there to clean it up is Black Bear. And down to a 7-point lead for the Spires. Coach Troy Brown, in his 15th season with the Spires, wants to talk about it. And it's a 30-second timeout, but it looks like it's going to be a full media timeout. So what have you liked about how the Blue Jays have come out so far here in the second half?
Getting buckets underneath. I mean, we just saw right there, fast break, which led to a tip in from the Ahe Black Bear. But yeah, 2 dunks. I mean, I think Roche at halftime was talking about like one-on-one and with Jake Weaver, and I noticed that his defender was a lot in front of him a lot, and he's doing basketball. I mean, coach is saying basic elementary basketball between your man and the basket, and they haven't quite been doing that.
Yeah, they've been fronting him so far, trying to deny that entry pass, but the Blue Jays have done a really nice job of going to the basket here in the second half, and it's worked out for them, down to just a 7-point deficit. Still a long way to go, 15 minutes and change here to go in regulation. So we'll see what Coach Troy Brown had to say to his team. They got to get us sitting down at the scores table so we can hear that stuff.
Yeah.
Although down there you can't see as much.
And down there you can hear just about everything, too.
Right. So Coach Brown wanted his Spires to mimic the Blue Jays here going to the basket. Shot no good. Blue Jays will control a little bit of clock here. Bear back into the game. Kniper, a long three, shot no good. Maybe not the shot you wanted him to take, but Blue Jays get bailed out by a foul underneath. The foul's going to be on number 14, Joe Clark, coming in off the bench, the junior from St. Joe, Missouri. I'm not on the floor. I didn't see.
They call it a media timeout.
Okay, media timeout. Wouldn't it be great if we could control the timeouts? Hey, I'm tired. Timeout.
Let's have a little button up here that we can hit whenever we want a timeout.
That's right. So I'm going to echo what you said in the last timeout, that the Blue Jays have done a nice job of, I think you're right. I think they're trying to get Weaver more involved. I think there is a bit of a mismatch down there. And then just control things on defense a little bit more. And I think we have seen a little bit more of an in-your-face defense. Also, I think the Spires are trying to rush it a little bit.
Yeah.
And haven't really had much of a controlled offense. So for the Blue Jays here, I'd like to see some discipline. We saw Kniper with that three, and that's those types of shots when you're 5 foot past the arc are only a good idea if it goes in.
Yeah.
If not, it's a bad shot. And so I think we keep the momentum and just keep going to the basket here.
Absolutely. I mean, it's good to have confidence, but overconfidence is not usually great.
Ball kicks out to Bear, who makes the three from the corner. And don't look now, but the Blue Jays are within 4. And this young group of guys, they have the talent. And I think at some point they're going to be able to put it together here. You'd like to see, as we head towards the second half of this season, you'd like to see them go on a run. Allen going to disagree with that call. I didn't see much there. One thing you see a lot when the officials let things go in the first half is then that starts to tighten up in the second half, and the players just aren't really sure then what's going to get called and what isn't.
Well, just like teams have halftime discussions, refs also
Oh,
have
absolutely.
halftime discussions.
Absolutely. Caught up and good by number 4, Demare Smith. And he'll get a shot at the and one here. Ball gets called on Bear. Got it as his second. So they must have retracted one in the first half, because I know he got 2 quick ones when he came in towards the end of the first half. At any rate, Smith completes the old-fashioned three-point play to go back up by 7 now. Bear with it, top of the key. Gives it up to Kniper, back to Bear. Same shot as last time, shot no good. And again, you'd like to see him go with those high percentage shots. Spires are going to get out and run when they can. And that is, I have a number 12. Bear with the runner, no good. And Bear's taken 2 ill-advised shots in a row now. And the Spires have taken advantage. Shot no good there. See what the Blue Jays do here. Down 9. Bear in the corner. Shot no good. Allen with the rebound. A little bit of contact after the shot there. It's tough for us to see down in the corner.
Blue Jay bench really wanting a foul there.
Lob in to the paint and taking advantage again is Terrius Walker. Rushes it back to double digits. Blue Jays had gotten within 4, but kind of got away from what got them there. And that's taking the ball to the basket.
Yeah, Jake Weaver's been pretty high up whenever the Blue Jays have been on offense, staying around the mark.
Allen going to drive the baseline. He gets fouled before the shot. Tyler Holmes going to pick up the foul for the Spires. And for the Blue Jays is Black Bear and Niehi. Too many colors going on there.
One thing the Spires have really struggled with in this game is fouls too. First half, I think we saw Blue Jays were in bonus in the first half. But
they were.
Getting close there.
Kniper hits the wide open 3 to get the Blue Jays back to within 8. You need to tighten things up on this end. They did that here. Kniper wisely passes it back to Bear. Bear going to take it in. Can't get the shot to go, but he's fouled. I think everyone in the gym, myself included, expected Kniper to go to the rim. Gives it up, and the Blue Jays are going to get 2 free throws out of it. So Jackson Bear at the line. The redshirt sophomore from Jupiter, Florida, puts the first one in. And he makes them both. Down to a 6-point lead for the Spires. Blue Jays hanging around. They got the talent here. Just need to tighten things up a little bit. And that's going to be a foul called on Weaver. Shot was good, so a chance for the old-fashioned 3-point play once again. Jason Parson the second. Second foul on Weaver. Definitely don't want to see him get into foul trouble. Shot up and good for Parson the second. Bear with it. Tried to drive in, got stopped. Nice defense by the Spires. Black Bear with it and had his pocket picked by Belcher. Spires the other way. Bonner with it, gives it up, gets it back. Bonner's been quiet here in the second half so far. There's Belcher for 3, no good. Weaver ends up with it, and all alone is Kniper. And he is not going to miss an opportunity to throw it down. Fast pace continues, and this is, we talked about this before, this is what has allowed the Blue Jays back in it. The Spires want that fast pace. If they can control it, it's allowed them to get out in front, but they've not been able to control it here in the second half. And down to a 7-point lead, and going to the line is going to be Jackson Bear.
Yeah, I agree with that. Whenever the Spires control the ball offensively, they've been able to set up some pretty good offense. But, when it's fast-paced, it can be harder for that.
There's first shot, rolls off the rim, no good. It was a bonus. Coach Roach didn't have anyone forward there. So getting the rebound was the Spires, and they will try to run some offense here. And there's Bonner from the corner, no good. Rebound comes down to Parson the second. And this is what the Spires did well in the first half. They moved the ball on the perimeter and got it down low. That is Tyler Holmes. Back to a 9-point lead for the Spires just about halfway through the second half. Black Bear can't handle the pass, and then getting called for the foul is going to be Langston Taylor. That is 3 on Taylor, so he'll sit down. Coming back in for him is Zach Hebert. Shot from the corner from Belcher, no good. DJ's with it. Kniper thought about the three. He's going to bring it back down. And dribble into the lane, kicks it out to Bear for 3, and it's good. Good ball movement by the Blue Jays there. Led to a good bucket. Closest they've been in a while, down to a 6-point lead for the Spires. Ball kicked out to Bonner, and that's, I believe, his first points of the second half. Stretches it back out to a 9-point lead. Bear with it. Goes to the baseline, gives it back out to Weaver. Cross court to Kniper for 3. Cam Kniper feeling it here in the second half. And we're down to a 6-point lead once again. Shot partially blocked there by Weaver. Tipped out of bounds, but it'll go to the Blue Jays.
Timeout on goal.
Timeout's going to be called. I believe that's a media timeout.
Blue Jay fans, as we near the end of tonight's game, we want to pause to recognize a big.
So you get down to within 6. What do you do to close that gap even further?
Usually what I would say is just keep doing what you've been doing. I mean, pressuring them into a faster situation where they're moving the ball fast, missing buckets, and then getting the ball back into the quickly. But, yeah, I mean, signs of life here from the Blue Jays, always what you want to see here in the middle of the second half.
I agree, and you saw the Spires kind of start moving the ball on the perimeter again. And when the Blue Jays allow them to do that, more often than not, they're going to get a good shot. But when they get out in their face, it causes disruptions. And, at this point, I would say let the Spires beat themselves.
Absolutely.
Like you said, get them sped up. And stay disciplined. So far, they've gotten away with the dunks. They've only missed one to my memory. But stay disciplined, put the ball in the basket, and I think they're going to be there at the end. Hebert gets it across for the Blue Jays. Screen by Black Bear. Hebert to the right side now. Backdoor cut, and Allen did a nice job there of letting it go. Didn't quite have the height. But down to a 4-point lead now for the Spires. Backdoor cut. Good passing there by the Spires. First shot no good. Second shot up and good for Terrius Walker. To stretch it back out to 6. Blue Jays need to keep the deficit here and just keep chipping away. Bear with the spot up 3. Shot no good, and maybe not the shot Coach Roach would have liked there with that much time on the shot clock. Shot no good. Rebound comes down to Kniper. Hebert will get it across for the Blue Jays. Bear with it now. Dribbles to the middle. Gives it up to Kniper for 3. He was fouled. Shot was short, but he'll get 3 free throws.
Number 9, Caden Edwards, his second. Team's in. Going to the line, shoot 3.
And for Edwards, that's a foul you don't want to take there, especially with a good shooter like Kniper. He's going to make at least 2 of them here. Makes the first. Now we'll see if he makes a liar out of me. There he goes.
Checking back in for your Blue Jays.
No commentator curse there. Kniper makes them all 3, and the closest this game has been in a while, 75-72. 7 minutes and change to go here in regulation. And the Blue Jays have extended that zone, and a nice block there by Weaver. Coach Roach making me look smart there, extending that zone and putting some pressure on the Spires. Allen unable to make the layup there. Then a hustle back, and getting the 3-point play, or the chance for one, is Demare Smith. Spires are going to take advantage of transition when they can, and they did there. So going to the line is Smith. Shot is up and in for Smith. Spires going to put a little bit of pressure on the Blue Jays in the backcourt, but they break it easily. Bieber gets it across, and to Bear. Bear going to drive with the left hand. Spin move. Double teamed and then throws it away. That is Walker. And Walker throws it down. And at the risk of sounding like a broken record here, it's going to go back to discipline for the Blue Jays. Another turnover. That one to Bonner. Long 3, and it's good. That is Smith. And Coach Roach wants to talk about it. He calls a 30-second. We'll see if we go media or not. But you go from 3 points to 11 just like that. With a lack of discipline there, you get a missed bunny shot by Allen there, and then it just kind of went downhill from there.
Yeah, and that's in football. There's what people like to call momentum shifts, and I would say with that missed layup, that was definitely a momentum shift from the Blue Jays to St. Louis.
Yeah, absolutely. Good timeout by Coach Roach there to get the boys resettled. I think there's still plenty of time, 6 minutes, 5 seconds to go. Blue Jays have won the half so far. You definitely want to see that, but just keep your composure and keep chipping away once again. You mentioned those momentum shifts. They're caused by both teams. The Spires have done it to themselves, and this last one, the Blue Jays have kind of done it to themselves. Almost another turnover. Kniper goes to the rim, can't get the shot to go. I don't think he even meant that as a shot. I think that was more of a lob, but
it looked more like a lob than a shot.
But he got fouled, which adjusted it close enough to the rim to get the free throws. Kniper to the line. First one off the front of the rim, no good. Kniper's second shot up and in. And down to a 10-point lead for the Spires. Long three from the top of the key, no good. Rebound batted around, and Parson the second will come down with it. He's going to get fouled underneath. 3 white jerseys down there.
His first, team 6. At the line, shooting 2 numbers.
Kniper's going to get called with a foul. Parson the second puts the first one up and in. Blue Jays need to clean that up a little bit. The time's going to be a factor. Need to pull that rebound down right away and take advantage. Weaver gets it across. Into Weaver, top of the key. Kniper from the corner, and it's good. And Kniper keeping the Blue Jays in it here. Flyers good ball movement. Up and off the glass for 2 more is Darius Walker. Kniper going to turn around. Heat check there. Shot no good. Fires quickly the other way. Ball comes out to Smith. Smith tried the no-look pass, taken away by Weaver, and Kniper throws it down. I was scared for the kid. I didn't know that he had enough height there.
I would agree, yeah.
You missed that. That's going to hurt the old tailbone, but he had just enough. We've talked about it enough, but these Blue Jays aren't going to miss an opportunity to throw it down. That is Bonner for 3. Bounces off the shot clock. So that'll be a turnover to the Blue Jays. Bonner definitely cools off. From the first half, he had 17. I got him for just 1 3-pointer. Yeah, that's what the scoreboard has too. He has him at 20.
Timeout on the floor.
Looks like the Spires are going to call a timeout. 9-point lead for the Spires here. Blue Jays got to chip into that and then just keep going. Time's running out for them here. 4 minutes and change to go. They've been right there here in the second half. But Kniper been hot from behind the arc, but the Blue Jays are going to have to keep going to the basket.
Absolutely.
Even the best of them, they're not going to keep making them all game like that.
Yeah.
That last one was kind of a quick turnaround. I don't think that's the shot Roach wanted to see. Could you do that with a hoverboard?
I don't think I could do that with anything. Yeah.
I need to go to the chiropractor just watching that. All right. No handstands for you?
No, I'm not coordinated enough to be able to do something.
Yeah, me neither. Blue Jays will take the ball out. The Spires show to press. They're going to back off. Waiting for Hebert at half court is Tyler Holmes. Hebert gets it across. Blue Jays still have time to be patient here and wait for the best shot. Backdoor pass to Allen is taken away, though, by Holmes. And the Spires are not going to be in a hurry as we get down under 4 minutes. Ball taken away by the Blue Jays. Weaver ended up with it. Bear going to drive the lane, off the rim, no good. Bear thinks there was some contact, but his opinion doesn't matter.
A lot of impatience from the Blue Jays on offense.
Absolutely, absolutely. Foul's going to get called on Weaver there. I misspoke. Allen's going to pick up the foul. Going to the line to shoot is Tyler Holmes, the freshman. First shot is good. 10-point lead here for the Spires with 3 minutes 20 seconds to go. And I think there's still time to be patient here and get a good shot. Even though it's a 4-possession game. The Blue Jays have proven they can hang. Hebert's going to drive in, and he is blocked. And I think this is going to go to the Spires as it hit Hebert on the way down. And as much as I would love to be wrong, the official on the far side came over. Blue Jays need to have a bit of a sense of urgency now. The clock ticks under 3 minutes to go. And an 11-point lead for the Spires. Honor with it. Floater in the lane is good. Blue Jays back with it now. Hebert looking to drive baseline. Cut off nicely there by Holmes. Black Bear with it. Top of the key. He's going to drive in. High off the glass, no good, but a foul is called. Black Bear will go to the line to shoot two. You mentioned defense earlier. This is another game where the opponent has gotten into the 90s.
Yeah, I think the Blue Jays are just so more focused on offense than they are defense.
Yes. I would agree with that. Black Bear makes them both. I'm sorry, makes just the second. Spires break the press. Get it across. Blue Jays got a pressure on this end now. Spires aren't going to be in a hurry. Got to pressure the basketball. Shot clock down under 10 now. Kick back out to Smith. He's going to drive in. Shot no good, but getting the rebound and putting it back in is Tyler Holmes. Weaver got out of position there, got under the bucket too much. And Holmes took advantage. And Bear drives in, gets the shot to go, and he's fouled.
Jump the basket. Foul on the Spires, number 4, DeMar Smith.
So Smith with the foul. Both teams in the bonus here. Timeout on the floor. So put yourself in Coach Roach's shoes here. You're down 11. Minute 44 to go. What are you telling the troops to get back in this one and try to steal a win?
Tighten down on defense. I think that's what they've been struggling with, getting rebounds in this late part of the game. But yeah, they can still have a chance, but it would be a long shot for the Blue Jays.
It is. Yeah, you definitely got to pressure the basketball here. The Spires have an offense I don't know that I've seen before with the guy on the point way out at the volleyball line, and it's a good way to break that zone because you got to just leave him out there.
Yeah.
And that's kind of their outlet to reset and just eat some clock. The Bear makes the free throw, gets it to a 10-point lead. Blue Jays are going to press here. Spires not in a hurry. Do get it across, and a foul is going to get called. I believe Bonner will go to the line. Foul's going to be on Kniper. Bonner will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1. First shot rattles around and in. And that's really all that's left on the to-do list for the Spires here is make your free throws. With 96 seconds to go, going to be make your free throws and don't foul.
Absolutely.
There, top of the key, gives it up to Hebert. Hebert will throw one up. Tried to get the bank back open, but halfway down and out. Spires not going to be in a hurry. Like I said, Blue Jays got to pressure the basketball here. Almost got a turnover there. Shot clock at 13. Spires will inbound. Fouled right away. Bear comes over to foul. Going to the line to shoot two. Jason Parson the second.
At the line, shooting a 1-1 receiver, Jason Parson.
The one thing I don't get in basketball is when you get into late game situations and teams just foul and shoot free throws. I mean, the other team's already up and you're fouling and just increasing the lead. I just don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know if I would do that when you're already down 12. I mean, you're down. For me, it's got to be a 2-possession game or less.
Yeah, that's what I agree with. But when you're down by this much, I don't know.
You know, so, sometimes in those cases, it's just tough to tell a kid to hold back. You know, if you're playing college athletics, chances are that you're pretty competitive.
Yeah. I mean, it's good to have belief, too, but yeah.
And those of us that share your belief are generally the ones that are sitting in the stands watching that last 2 minutes stretch out. I grew up with my grandparents, and they were not sports fans at all. And, you know, I would barter to get to watch the Bulls, and like every other kid my age, watch Michael Jordan, you know, and my grandma would just complain about, oh, the 2 minutes, last 2 minutes take 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Black Bear had to drop it, knew he was going to get blocked. Screen by Kneiper looked more like an offensive lineman on that play. He's going to have to sit down. And going to the line is Tyler Holmes, the freshman out of Kansas City, Kansas. The shot is short. Holmes misses them both. Blue Jays quickly the other way. Hebert on the right-hand side. Going to give it up to Bear underneath. In amongst the trees there. A little extra theater on the fall, but no foul called. And kind of a frustration foul there. Bear's going to sit down. That's his fifth. So Kneiper will have to tuck the jersey back in to play the last 24 seconds. Going to the line is Caden Bonner. Spires are in the double bonus now, so he'll shoot two either way. Makes the first. And triple digits now for the Spires, 101-85.
Those two buckets were Bonner's 25th and 26th point of the night as well.
Yeah, it came out a little bit cold in the second half, but finished it out in the end. Allen gets his own rebound, puts it back up and in. And all the Spires need to do here is get it across the timeline. There's 0.3 second difference, and they do, and that's going to do it. So your final score from the campus of Tabor College in Hillsboro, the University of St. Mary's Spires 101, the Blue Jays 87. Grant, any final thoughts?
Defense still, going forward, it's really try and tie it down on defense. Even in, there's a reserve team defense go. Even that went into triple digits as well. So I bet the conversation around the basketball team will be tying down defense. But yeah, not bad offensively from the Blue Jays, 87 points, and that's still pretty high scoring for an NAIA basketball game as well.
It is, yep. And I will agree with the defense because you're not going to win a lot of basketball games in college when you give up 101 points. NBA, that's the norm, but college, not so much. And I will reiterate the discipline issue. I think the Blue Jays did a great job in that second half of coming to play, sticking with it. And then most of what they did it to themselves with turnovers and just not waiting for the good shot that got them they were within 3 for a while, right?
Yeah, 3 or 4, I think. I'm not sure.
And end up losing by 16. So, like we've mentioned before, talented young group of kids. Love to see them put it together, but they go down tonight 101-87. So for Grant Hofstetter, this is Jim Millman. Have a good night.